Sanna, we're not live yet. So now
Okay.
I'm gonna click the go live. And 3, 2, 1. Can I click go live now, Sanna?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Hi guys. So today I have beautiful Sanna Kettunen from Finland. And Sanna is artist, book author, and she is all about self-love. And we both are in Bomb Global TV. Sanna, that's how I know you. And I'm so happy that you are here. Very welcome. How are you today, Sanna?
Oh, thank you so much, Ingrida. Lovely. Welcome. Beautiful to be here. I'm good, thanks.
Amazing, Sanna. Sanna, did I introduce you? Did I introduce you correct? Is there anything that you would like to tell more about yourself?
No, it went beautifully. I would say that brand design is something that I also been doing in conjunction with my own artistic expression. Yeah.
Yeah, expression. That's beautiful, Sanna. Okay, when did this expression journey started for you?
Hmm. Well, I have always been I've always loved arts and I always loved to use my creativity, but I used it very naturally and in such a various different ways when I was a little girl. And
Mm,
then I started like holding myself back and I didn't even know how much I was doing so because I didn't believe in it. And the way I used to use creativity and just creative expression was always if there was some task like
yeah.
creative project like crafts you're doing with children or something, there was always ready an end result. So it was like not not like something that I would just do and choose and
Mhm.
go crazy and wild and do my own thing. So it was very limited in that way and always like, oh, it's not good enough. And I was very like hard on myself. But it came back in conjunction with my self-love journey. That's how it started to come back in 20. Actually, it started to come back already like in 2017. I started to write in secret little notes and started to just like express myself in writing. Then in 2019, I started to do videos on social media expressing about my thoughts about self-love and why it's so important because I had already then had 1 year of like doing the healing work. And
Mhm.
then from there, it started with falling in love with creating visuals and graphics and getting back to drawing and doodling and stuff. So yeah.
Mhm. Okay, so what happened in back in 2017 what that you decided, okay, time to look deep and start working on self, on loving yourself, on self love. That was 2017, right?
Yes, yes. You know what, Ingrid, at that point, I didn't yet consciously take the ownership of like my self-love journey in that way that I was still searching for someone else to save me and help me out. But I started to write then. I did like this anonymous blogs that I did in English and I put it out on internet because I didn't want anyone to read. It was almost like a secret and it was like a cry for help. The one was called Brave Enough to Be Me or something. And then the other one was called When the Bubble Bursts. And it was the first two ones that I was so afraid that no one can see them. And I wanted to be anonymous. And I shared them with a few people. Some got really upset about my writings. And then I kind of never shared them anymore because I upset certain family member and stuff. So they were kind of hidden. So it was really in 2019 when I started to write and express. Like that was when it really like I didn't like anymore think of like, okay, that somebody else is I never wanted to upset anyone, but I didn't like hold myself back anymore in that way that okay, that I cannot do it because somebody's gonna get upset. I was just like, I'm going to express myself.
Yeah. Oh, I love that, Sana. And watching you now expressing yourself, wow, it's just so inspiring to me personally. I'm just very new to this journey, just last year for me. But you are a girl, oh my gosh, with expression work and all that. How does it feel when you're actually able to express yourself and let it be the way you are?
It's so liberating. It's so many different things. It's very beautiful. It's very like it can be so beautiful that it can make you cry because you can express yourself maybe in ways that you have never done before, and it has maybe something that you never put out in words, maybe voiced out or written or created something with how you felt, and it came out and you're like, oh my goodness, it just came out, and it feels so freeing and also empowering, like that you're doing it. And I love your question because throughout, when I said that the first expressions in 2017, when I was like writing in secret things, I understood that that needed to be there. That expression was the healer. Even then, even if I didn't understand it then, I was just following something, and I knew I had to get it out little by little. And I was afraid somebody got upset, so stop. I stopped. But then I understood that, hey, it makes me feel so good. It's so freeing. I'm by myself now. I have to do it. And the more you do it, the more
Yeah.
you feel, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Sorry, I got something in my eye.
Oh, okay, good. I thought that that was not
Oh,
the
that was you. You made me cry because I just been working on that.
I was like, oh my God, what did I say? It wasn't
I
that.
forgot that we are in front of 1,000 people, so just better off saying I got something in my eye. It's just
Yeah.
yeah, but it's so freeing. And how your creativity, when you actually able to express yourself, how your business in that creative field is expressing now.
You mean through my like
Yeah, because you're able to
business?
express yourself now. You're able
Yeah.
to be you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How does that affect everything in your life, your business, your everything?
Well, it does affect everything. And I think it's like when you mention the business part and then everything, that it is everything. Like if we think of, if we hold on to something that we are like, maybe we have something that we want to get out of our chest with someone, we have to express it somehow, and it just lingers there. Then we might forget it. We're like, oh, I can't do it. Then we forget it. It will always come back, and you always feel it. Like, so how does it feel when we actually get it out? Amazing. And does it affect just one area, or is it then that you're free into everything?
Yeah.
It is everything that it like affects. It ripples like, and
Mhm.
that's why I don't think you can differentiate it. So I think that from the beginning, finding ways into entrepreneurship, that has been completely new to me. I'm still learning every day. Just the elements, I have absolutely no idea what they mean, and I'm learning. I never done before as like an entrepreneur, you know. So in the beginning was like I held myself back in certain ways because I thought that it's almost like a different thing, that okay, now you're an entrepreneur, so you have to express yourself a little bit different. It's like, no, no, it makes no sense, because what am I attracting? If I am trying to, I am probably gonna, everyone's gonna be, that just does not feel right, that energy. Something's up with her because I'm not being myself, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
especially when you, well, it doesn't matter which area in business you are, but when you are yourself, when you are truly yourself, it's so much easier. Life is so much easier, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And there's times when it's difficult, and there's times when you don't feel good and you do mistakes and stuff. But then again, just being yourself and being honest and vulnerable, like I screwed up. I don't know, but I will learn. I can figure it out if you want to.
Yeah.
If you don't, if you want to go to someone else, you can go. I encourage you to because you naturally want to attract and be there for the ones who wants to be there. You don't want to force anyone to
Yeah.
be there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you create a monster for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And how the environment, because in Finland, I think similar to Lithuania, we would be very much, um, I don't know about Finland, but in Lithuania, we're definitely not expressing ourselves enough. It's more suppressed, like stay in your own lane, be quiet, and it's just there's no need to, it's just this kind of cultural thing a little bit as well. If you start expressing and start freeing up yourself, people like, you kind of trying to be careful. In my country, how is in your country in terms of the environment and culture overall?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I do feel it's quite reserved, the culture.
Mm,
Very conscious, and very
yeah.
much like this about the self-development, very much about living healthy, all these conscious like ways of raising
Mhm.
children. Everything is very much out there and to love yourself, all these messages. But to see really like that expression and staying high and like warm with that kind of interaction, it's not limit it. I wouldn't generalize it, but and I also have been so many years in solitude, so I cannot like say that much. But yeah, it depends on the place. Yeah, it depends on the place, but I do believe that there is ways to go. And
Mm,
each one knows for themselves that are they free with their expression or not. And that is like, I think, enough. Instead of saying that how it is and how it isn't, it's like,
yeah.
well, then you are at peace with it. Why would you get angry about if somebody is saying that you're not expressing yourself? If you know that you are, then you should be fine with it and then know that it's just
Mm,
the other person. Or then if you feel that triggered by it, then you probably maybe are not in some.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, the triggers are the best things, when they happen. Like, okay, well, let's look inwards. What is in me, when I get the trigger of something. Yeah, I understand. And for Finland, just gonna touch a little bit because Finland and Lithuania very much like in terms of doing hot saunas and kind of yes, hot saunas and cold plunges. You guys do that. I think you are way more into that. Well, we do that as well in my family. When I go home, we have this hot and cold, and like everyone says like about the body and being healthy and all that. Where about you are with health and healthy body, and yeah, just if you can touch on your experience with all the building your healthy body.
Yeah, I have always loved being athletic and healthy in that way. I've also done a lot of activities that were not unhealthy, but I've always been sporty. So I kind of like had for a long time when I wasn't doing justice to myself.
Yeah.
I had kind of like a double life. I was always like had the best grades in sports all the way to like,
Oh,
university. Like I was in varsity team playing soccer and extremely like
yeah.
almost every day of the week, like, doing competitive sports. But I was also, when there was a party, I was like crazy partier and stuff, like, both
You
of those.
Sana.
Yes, oh my God, yes. And I've had like addictions. I was like very
So,
addictive to like nicotine.
yeah.
Um, Not smoking because that wouldn't be good for the lungs, but I had this like smokeless tobacco I was using, but I was hiding it. I didn't want
Mm,
anyone to know that side of me. So it was,
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, since I was little, very conscious about that I want to move and I love sports and I still
Yeah.
do. But
Yeah.
now I enjoy it in a way where it's like really, I really love it. It's not like,
Mhm.
"Ugh, I have to do it." I really love exercising, and
Yeah.
living healthy. I've
Yeah.
been a vegetarian since I was 13 years old. I haven't eaten, and that was because I didn't like the taste of meat, the reason.
Mm.
So
That's new to me. I never knew about this about you. Wow.
yeah, yeah. My mom said I was always into like vegetarian dishes more too.
Yeah.
And then I had a steak in a restaurant when I was like 13 or something. And I remember I was just like disgusted by it. And then I said to my mom that, can you write to high school a note that because we get food in schools, which is amazing. You get a free healthy food, like meal every day in
Uh-huh.
school here.
Yeah.
That can you write a note that I want vegetarian food. And she said, oh, this is something trendy. I give it 2 weeks and you're like eating meat again. And I never went back.
Oh, wow. And you find it like okay, because of course if you eat healthy and there's a lot of like plant-based foods that's so good for us. And
Mm.
you get the energy then from eating plants. No meat, or eggs maybe or fish or no nothing.
Yeah. Well, no, no, I never eaten fish ever. Not even when I ate meat or chicken.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm very like I never eaten those and or any
yeah,
seafood in that way. But egg, yeah, but not anymore like that I would boil egg or omelette or anything.
yeah.
Only if it's mixed like in a cake or
In a
something
cake,
or
yeah.
in food.
Okay.
It's then it's different. But I don't like it's very funny. It's changed so much. I cannot handle certain textures. I really
Yeah,
like more of the
yeah. I
like
can relate to what you are saying. I'm the same. I can't handle certain things I used to handle before. Yeah, but it's a good thing, Like for example, I used to enjoy red wine, not too much. I would never drink like, but just in the company to have. And
yeah.
now I was like, I'm not gonna create a mess here because every time I have a sip, I start crying and start sneezing. I was like, oh no, not this again. I gotta avoid, but maybe that's a good thing, that body is saying, this is not for you. You go on the water, girl. Water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the body is, I believe, always signaling to us, always. And we always know. We
Yeah.
know to, I always know if I go, and I do, I have, I love coffee. That is like what I love
Oh my
coffee.
gosh, me
And I
too.
also love sweets. That is another
Oh,
one.
you're my
And
friend.
I love chocolate. I love cakes. I like that's just like my weakness. But I know myself when I go overboard. But I love to enjoy like life and food. I don't
Mhm.
believe that you have to be like this. So it's the balance and stuff. And I'm not
Oh,
gonna say
oh
no.
my gosh. Now, Sana, we have to meet up. Chocolate cake, maybe?
Yes, but yesterday was ice cream. Oh my God, it was good. Cookie dough ice cream.
Oh,
Yeah, with brownie bites.
oh my God. Oh my God, it's so good. But it's so good to actually being able to enjoy
Yes.
the things, because they say you an athlete. I don't know with a diet, but when I was an athlete, oh my gosh, everything is so strict and you just not allow yourself to enjoy things because you just can't. Everything is counted. But now as I'm not doing these things and hearing you saying these things, I was like, Sana, can we meet up maybe one winter or summer in Finland, or maybe you are coming to Dublin. Let's go for the, chocolate and a coffee, something like that, to enjoy and being actually not punishing yourself, but just enjoying and having good time. How like it's so important.
Yeah, I think it's so important, and it's part of that peace, that we're at peace
Mm.
and enjoyment.
Yeah,
Why would we hinder that? I think it's
yeah,
like already if I said that you cannot, I have to leave chocolate forever, I would
mm.
have like
Well,
it wouldn't feel or like that I cannot drink coffee. Like,
yeah,
I would be like why? Because I love but I can have detoxes. I can detox and stuff and have like cleanse myself. I
yeah,
know that I can also put myself into if I like, if I go overboard, I know that, and I should probably have actually a detox now when I speak about it, but not, I don't want to have it for right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No, it is this balance, which I really, really love that you doing it as well. I do it as well. It's like, yes, Anna, high five, we both the same. And when it comes to your mind, how do you maintain, is there anything that you do to be balanced in your mind, in your heart, you know?
I have constant, I know that alignment is the key. And for me, it's a natural way of living is to redirect myself to that feeling of love and bliss and peace. I know that when I'm 100% true to myself and when I'm doing what I need in the moment or
Yeah.
in that time of being, when I do that, what I know is right, I know it deep inside. When I do that, then I will feel it, and or I will feel better, and I know that the direction is always alignment. And it's many different things. It's very multifaceted. So it can be the mind, like it can be a matter of movement. It's usually
Mm.
even 10 minutes going out to run or get like in the cold shower, whatever. Listen to something like someone's voice, or talk to someone who that is going to understand you, and just be there without, just like sharing space and holding space can be enough for resting, whatever it is. It can be so many different things. Speaking to yourself in ways, thinking of, I do this thing one, I have so many different tricks that I do it. And sometimes if I'm not in a good place with my mind, then I can do two things, and I'm like, okay, I still need to I'm gonna have to still in the evening do this thing, and then I feel again a little bit better. It's like, okay, I'm gonna be completely 100% back if I now go and do this one more thing, and then I feel like, oh my god, now I'm just like, oh, I'm here again. I was like, wow, that took a little while, but yeah, I knew I was gonna get here. So
And yeah, no, I love it. It's amazing. When you are just in your heart, how important is to have that free time, the space for yourself as an artist?
that's extremely important, and that's quite a question, because I have that is one area that I am having to find my ways, because in a way I need the structure, and I have so many different elements, like we all do in our lives, that we are working on, that it is making sure that different things are taken care of, but also having that space for that free flowing creativity. I think
Mm.
that is one of the hardest um, things that I'm still working on, is to find that. I'm gonna be so freaking happy when I have like that. I know I kind of feel already and kind of
Yeah,
see how it's gonna be, but I'm not quite there yet.
yeah. But you already see that, the future
Yeah.
you.
Yes, I can. I know how I want it to feel, and I want things to be as simple as possible. Not, I don't expect easy, but as simple as possible and clear. And then I know that, okay, because that's what I want to give out to anyone out of me.
Well, I love Sana's simplicity. Simplicity is one the key, I think, for people if they want to achieve something. If you make too complex, oh, I did so many times in my past, like making it complex. It's just too hard for people. Life is already too hard. But when you keep it simple, down to earth, step one, two, three, this is it, go. And yeah, it's just so easy.
Yeah, I love that. And it's so true. Ingrid, I have to say here that because I have had so much experience and time with children. So
Mm,
in one, I don't remember I think it was one of my older boys. They were like, I think it was my oldest son. He's now
mhm.
21. And I
Wow.
think he was around, I don't know, maybe 10 or something, and he had something with his homework. And I tried to explain to him, and his friend was over. I remember that I tried to explain. I was like, I don't get it, I don't get it. And I was like explaining, and I was like drawing. And then his friend came. His friend came, and I had like been explaining like 15 minutes, and I've been drawing. And it's like, he was like, and then his friend came, like, Tobias, ti, ti, ti. And then he was like, ah, now I get it. I was like, they then started doing it. It's like, okay. He just said it so freaking simple in a way where I, I was like making a crazy mess. I was making it even bigger and bigger, drawings and stuff. And then his friend had like one sentence, and he was like, oh my God, it's just like, it was so good. We were like,
Yeah. Because you just go with your heart, you want to help so much. You go into this explanation mode to please understand. And then it actually can be just in the simple as his friends. Yeah.
yeah, and it comes to show also that and that was back in the time when I wasn't yet like knowing what I know now and understanding, but it really comes back to us wanting to get that understanding as children, and they don't overcomplicate things. For them, it's just like they ask a question and you give an answer, like, okay, and they're fine and go playing, and then we're like, what does it mean? And like it cannot be this simple, but for them, it's like,
But to me, Sana, what it is in their simplicity, to just learning from the children. Where I'm from, so we have refugees like coming from Ukraine, and these people are speaking Russian language, and the kids, they don't understand each other, but they friends and they understand. I know how they understand what they It's so funny they like sponges and then they somehow just understand everything.
yeah. Well, I think that because of there's nothing like pretense or no conditioning, nothing in between. It's just pure
No
energy
blocks.
of like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, nothing more than authentic like interaction, even if it's like
Mhm.
playing with something and they have eye contact and they are laughing together
Yeah.
and just like, even if the language is not there, there
Yeah.
is an understanding.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly how we adults have to be like get rid of those all get naked and just all those blocks and little things and then I said shit like now what's gonna happen. So what?
yeah, yeah. And then to say, I had this, have you ever had this that you pretended that you understood something because you have I was so afraid to say I don't understand.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. So I pretended in school. Most
Yeah.
part of my life, I pretended when the teacher was like, did everyone follow? Does everyone understand? I was like,
Yeah. No.
no one put their hand up that they wouldn't, or like everyone put their hand up that they understood. I put mine because like, oh my God, I don't know anything. I don't understand anything. And the year went, year went, year went. I was like, oh my God, I have learned nothing in school. I haven't understood anything. And I've been so scared to say that I don't understand anything. And children just say that, why? 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 What does it mean? And it's just like,
Yeah.
so natural. But
Yeah.
for me, I have to learn to say, and one of the biggest things was that I was so scared to say that even as a teacher, like I was working, and then I was scared of the parents sometimes asking, I was like, I don't know what am I doing? I don't have the qualifications for this. And I pretended I would have everything get together when inside of me I wanted to scream that, oh my God, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know. I have not got my teacher's degree and I'm here like feeling like I'm pretending and stuff. And I did one post um, on social media where I was just saying very openly that I pretended most part of my life that I knew the answers and I didn't. Uh, like, and I was so scared to hold it together
Yeah.
that, and I
Yeah.
was always hiding behind, always,
Yeah.
that don't ask me. That it would be the worst thing if somebody would ask that, okay, come and explain it. I was like, oh, I don't know. Don't ask me. I had a backup plan. If somebody would do that, I would like, oh, I have to go to the toilet, or would go, sink under a desk or something,
Yeah.
whatever, to just
Yeah.
escape.
Yeah. I can relate with you, Sana, so much. I always wanted to do the speaking gigs, right? For the corporates, but I always afraid of what if someone's gonna ask a question in terms, and I whatever question would be, and I supposed to know, like in my head, in my heart, I'm supposed to know because I'm coming here as an expert to talk about this thing, like at that time, nutrition. That's what I was, I was like, oh, but if I get the question, I don't know the answer. And now it's okay. Like I'm not supposed to know everything, I'll find out for you. But now it's just in my head is like completely doesn't work and I don't remember. And saying these things, it makes you so free, but makes you human as well because people can relate and they understand like you're not supposed to know everything but you will get the answer for me, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sarah, do you want to just before we wrap it up to talk a little bit about your book and how you help people with their creativity with your designs, beautiful designs I saw on, if you want to just to touch it on that, please.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. With my book, I'll show it. The best is yet to come. Rediscover who you are. I help anyone who is wanting the support and guidance in their journey of just getting the answers for yourself, reconnecting back to your heart, loving yourself like you're the most important person in your world. Because if you don't have it for yourself yet, or if you're maybe in a place where you have forgotten about it or don't feel it, then the book will help you remember, because you're meant to love yourself. And I say like a best friend, because that way I always get myself back to where I need to be, because I think that friendship is it's a very, when we spoke about easy and simple, it's a very simple way to always give yourself the right support and love and fun and everything that comes in an amazing relationship when you apply it to yourself, that you give yourself what you would give to someone you love, like a best friend, and that you would like to receive for yourself. So it's a guide handbook on how to do that.
Would you be able after our interview to post a link where people can get it
Yeah,
in the comments if that's okay? Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, that
And
would
you
be
also
great.
help with the designs, right? People who want their brand, well, you're the expert, so if you would like to touch a little bit on that.
Yeah, so I, as a artist and a designer, I do any visual imaginary for book covers or any other project. But the brand design, especially if it's entrepreneurs, heart-centered entrepreneurs who are wanting help with brand visuals that feels and looks like them and their service. So that is like my passion, to just create a visual image that really reflects and feels like, oh, that's me, and that's exactly like how my service looks like and feels, because it's so important. It's so super important that that's a form of expression too, that we it can be already difficult to put ourselves out and express
Mm.
ourselves, but then to have a visual representation that needs to also feel that this is me. And that can sometimes be an amazing confident booster in making yourself more visible. So yeah, that is something I love to do too.
Yeah, Sana, thank you so much for sharing. And last question before we go, I always like to ask this question. So when you hear these words, next level transformation, what is the first thought that's coming to your mind when you hear next level, Sana? What is it?
The first thing that I think of is just growth. That's what I just think of. That is like the most natural thing because I love the name Next Level. And growth was the first thing or transition that comes because I think it's constant and it's also a beautiful thing that it never goes away. It's always the next and the next and the next. So there's always to look forward to that. Continue us. I don't know
Mm,
how to speak
yeah,
anymore.
we get it. The energy is there. Yeah.
Yeah. Continuous like growth and leveling up.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
love the fact that you have next because then that is kind of like a step and it's like a portion of building up.
Yeah, and I love, Sana, that you are here together
Oh,
with me for that next level. The moment I really do it, I feel it in my heart. It's just amazing to connect with you. And we are closer than we think we are, just, oh my gosh. We were living with you, like literally close to each other, and we just found out through the Bump TV. How cool is that? The
it's
Bump connects.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what's the next level then?
Yeah, I guess it's in person, right? Like
Oh,
that would be in
that
some
would
point.
be, yeah, but that would be actually a dream come true if we all could get in person. That's totally different level, next level.
Yes, that is like
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is just, I just got a little bit like, oh my gosh, because it's already, we have such a strong energy. We feel
Mhm.
each other, the openers and hearts and everything, because we do open up more and more in those calls that happening every day on Bump. But imagine when you actually I can give you a hug, son.
No. I think I'm gonna probably pass out from one because I am like so
You need to bring this
yeah.
little one that you sniff and then,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, ammonia or the ammonia is in the pocket. Just in
Oh my
case
God.
we pass out.
Ah, I can so see it. Yeah, I can so see it.
Yeah. So this is our next level then, okay, in person. This is great. And Sana, thank you so much.
Oh, thank
Time
you.
and for being here. I appreciate you. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions for Sana, please do contact her. And yeah, thank you so much, Sana.
Oh, thank you so much, Ingrida. You're amazing. It's been wonderful.
My dear. Okay, I'm stopping this video. Bye, guys. I think it's stopping. Oh, it's not stopping. Oh, stop. Stop. Okay, is it stop?